Seeing as how determinants can take a rather long time, well, we already see that 2 by 2 determinants are rather easy, but anything above that can be difficult. So there is a trick for a 3 by 3 determinant. So if you face a 3 by 3 determinant, you can just take the first two columns, repeat them on the outside on the right. Then you should see 3 full diagonals going down and 3 full diagonals going up. Take the products going down, add them. Take the products going up, add them. Then take the sum of the down minus the sum of the up. So let's take a look. Let's go ahead and repeat the first two columns. 2, 7, 9, -8, 3, 4. Let's go down. And 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 9 is 54. Plus -8 times 1 times 9 is -72. Plus 5 times 7 times 4 is going to be 7 times 20, 140. So the sum of those is 122. Now, let's go up. We have 9 times 3 times 5, 4 times 1 times 2, and 9 times 7 times -8. So 9 times 3 times 5 is 135, plus 4 times 1 times 2 is 8, and then plus 9 times 7 times -8 is going to be -504. So if we add those together, we get -361. Now, that means that our determinant is 122 minus -361, which is 483. Now we've already seen how to do 2 by 2 systems using Cramer's rule. Well, a very similar method applies for 3 by 3 systems. So we take the coefficients and we form a determinant, and then we replace the x column with the right-hand side. We replace the y column with the right-hand side, replace the z column with the right-hand side, and then x will be dx over d, y equals dy over d, and z equals dz over d as long as d isn't 0. So let's take a look at this playing out. So d would equal 2, -1, 1, 1, 4, -2, 5, 3, -6. So let's go ahead and repeat the first two columns. 2, 1, 5, -1, 4, 3. So let's go down. And so 2 times 4 times -6 will be -48, plus -1 times -2 times 5 is going to be +10, and then 1 times 3 is just 3. Now let's go up. Five times 4 times 1 is 20. 3 times -2 plus 2, 3 times -2 times 2 is going to be -12, so plus -12 is -12. -6 times 1 times -1 is going to be +6. So we obtain 20 minus 12 plus 6 is going to be 14. So now this means that D, oh, I didn't actually add those down there, negative 48 plus 13, that's negative 35. So negative 35 minus 14 is negative 49. So now let's find dx. So we replace the x column with the right-hand side. 13, negative 3, negative 40. Everything else remains the same. Repeat the first two columns. Now, go down and go up. So we obtain negative 312 plus negative 80 plus negative 9. That is going to be negative 401. And if we go up, we have negative 160 plus negative 78, so minus 78, plus negative 18, so minus 18. And this gives us negative 256 and negative 401 minus negative 256 equals negative 145. So this tells us at this point what x is. X equals negative 145 over negative 49, which is just 145 over 49. So dy will equal, we'll take the coefficient, determinant, and we will replace the y column with the right-hand side. Let's repeat the columns. And then we can go down minus up again. So 2 times negative 3 times negative 6 gives us 36. 13 times negative 2 times 5 is going to be minus 130. And then we have minus 40. Let's go up. Five times negative 3 times 1 is negative 15. Negative 40 times negative 2 times 2 is positive 160. And negative 6 times 1 times 13 is negative 78. So this is negative 134. And this is 67. So this is equal to negative 134 minus 67, which is negative 201. So this tells us what y is. Y is negative 201 over negative 49, which is 201 over 49. Now let's find dz. dz equals 2, 1, 5 for that first column, negative 1, 4, 3 for the second column, Then we'll replace the z column with the right-hand side. 13, negative 3, negative 40. Let's repeat the first two columns. We can go down. And we obtain 320, but it's negative. Then we have plus 15 plus 39. Now let's go up. So we get 260 minus 18 plus 40. So this gives us 282. And this gives us negative 266. So this determinant is negative 266 minus 282. And that is negative 548. So this tells us that z equals negative 548 over negative 49, which is 548 over 49. And there's our x value, our y value, and our z value.